Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right, that's much better. My grandmama used to say anything dead needs to be buried, right? So ain't nobody dead in here, right? If they are, we got enough people to take care of the situation. So welcome to the 6th District Georgia Funeral Service Practitioner Association annual Christmas dinner honoring our very own Kendrick K. Mack for 6th District 2019 Mortician of the Year. Let's give him a hand at this time. On your table, there has been a program placed. The program is listed on the back of the lovely picture of Mr. Mack. If you just turn it over, the program, and we will follow the program listed. I'll be your master of ceremony, so therefore anything going on too long has just went wrong. So hopefully we won't be up here all night long. So I'm going to move right along. We're going to call for our greetings. Our greeting is from the City of Dublin City Councilman, Mr. Gary Johnson of Ward 2. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Good evening. Good evening. On behalf of the City of Dublin, the Mayor Bill Best and the council people, we would like to welcome you to the City of Dublin. We are glad that you all are hosting this in our great City of Dublin. The council, whenever y'all need any kind of service, make sure you contact one of the council person or anyone at City Hall that can help you. You know, I've been on your honorary for a while. He and I was in the same church when he was a younger guy. You know, that was 30 years ago. I was in Valdosta Baptist Church, and Kendrick was there. And you know, back then he was talking about funeral home. You know, this fella always been talking about funeral home. I said, you know, you don't find many people want to talk about that type of service too often. But tonight we would like to give a proclamation from the mayor and city council. If you would stand with Mr. Mack. I'm going to read this proclamation. It said, whereas the Georgia Funeral Service Practitioner Association, which is known as GFSPA, was founded in the year 1925 based upon the formation of the State Association for Colored Funeral Directors and Embalmers of Georgia. And whereas the GFSP hosts its annual convention and monthly district meeting, these forums provide for funeral directors, embalmers, and students the education, ability, and advancement in the funeral industry. Whereas the goal of the GFSP is to use the common language of the funeral service to bridge the gap and allow for the advancement in the funeral industry. And whereas the Georgia Funeral Service Practitioner Association Incorporated 6th District has recognized Kendrick Mack Sr. as the Mortician of the Year, and whereas this recognition and participation in the Georgia Funeral Service Practitioner Association is a lifetime opportunity with many rewards, and now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor, who is Bill Best Sr., the mayor of Dublin, herein honor Kendrick Mack Sr. for his selection as Mortician of the Year. On behalf of the Dublin City Council and the citizens of the City of Dublin, I extend best wishes and success as he advances his career as owner of Serenity Funeral Home and Cremation, where he serves in the capacity as a licensed funeral director and embalmer. I would like to witness this tonight on the 5th day of December. My name is Gary Johnson. I'm signing this and give this to Mr. Kendrick Mack Sr. Thank
you. All right, thank you from the City of Dublin. And I also want to, before we bring the welcome up, want to honor our platform for today, our second vice, Mr. Andre, Mr. David Hurd, who is the president of 6th District, and our state president, who we here with us, Mr. Jeff Wakefield. And also we'll be having our words coming from Reverend Wheeler, our words of encouragement. And we have First Lady Mack, who is accompanied by Reverend Mack and Mr. KJ, who's Kendrick Jr., who's on our platform. So at this time, we will move forward with our welcoming occasion by Mr. Robert Andre Jenkins from Slater's Funeral Home Ministry. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Thank you, Mr. May. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to come this evening to welcome you to our annual Christmas dinner. And not only do we come together to celebrate the year, what we've done during the year, the sacrifices that we have made as professionals, getting up on purpose every morning to do what the Lord has called us to do. But it's an opportunity for us to gather, to wine and to dine and to socialize and to enjoy each other and one another. So just look at your neighbor and say, hey, are you really enjoying being here? Now, if they didn't look at you like you wanted to, you can ask them again privately in a moment, right? But not only do we come as our annual Christmas event, but this is also a time that we choose to set aside to recognize an individual who has gone above and beyond the call of duty and the chosen profession that we have, being a funeral director and embalmer. Reverend Mack is by far one of those individuals who's very motivated, one who has done quite a bit in his community, one who has given his life to service. You know, one of the things that I always say when people mention to me about being in funeral service, they say, well, hey, how did you get into this? What does it take to become involved? And I immediately respond, it's a calling. It's what, I've been called to do. And if you're not called to do it, it's something that you shouldn't really be involved with, because it is truly a calling and it's a dedication that you have in becoming a mortician in a local community. So not only did Reverend Mack take on that call, and I actually had the pleasure of working with him during the time that he was called into the ministry. So I often get this thing when I'm, closing out a funeral or something, somebody come up and say, oh man, you ought to preach. I look back at him and say, no. I mean, because at the end of the day, there's something that you can rest assured at the end of the day knowing that you have gone above and beyond the call of duty. And ladies and gentlemen, the Mortician of the Year is definitely a way that we would like to give recognition to one of those individuals who have done just that. One who has served faithfully, one who has shown themselves approved, and tonight we come to celebrate a true gentleman in our profession, Reverend Kendrick Karan Mack.
Thank you. And we will move right along with remarks from our state president, Mr. Jeffrey Wakefield. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Good evening. I'm not as oratorical as Mr. Jenkins. I'm one of those preachers, I guess, you have to preach from a manuscript. So Reverend Mack, in this great 6th district, which I'm a member of, its officers and members, I stand before you this evening to bring greetings as state president of the Georgia Funeral Service Practitioners Association. It is a true honor to be in your presence at this very special occasion for my fellow 6th district member and colleague. I would like to take this time to extend the warmest and highest regards to the honoree, Reverend Mack, on this evening. Reverend Mack, your dedication and loyalty to this profession comes without question. Please continue to serve with dignity and honor and remain humble. Continue to look to the hills. Congratulations, and may God bless and keep you.
Thank you to our state president. Now we're going to call the 6th district president, Mr. David Hurt, who will be honoring former mortician of the year. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's a pleasure to be here. Reverend Mack has joined the ranks of he's presently the Mortician of the Year, but he joined the rank of Morticians of the Year, and that's one of them clubs kind of like the Mafia, but you don't have to die to get out of it. I want to recognize, I'm like Jeff now, say, I can't talk. I can talk, but I can't talk. Andre do all the talking. But anyway, I would like to honor Mr. Sam Thomas, he's not here. Mrs. Betty Hutton, she's not here. Miss Katie Poole, these are all former Morticians of the Year. Now, the former Morticians of the Year that are here, I would like to have you to stand. Walter Smith, Cassie Davis Wiley, Deborah Griffin Waller, myself. Missing anybody? Star Hutchins Purdue. Well, yes, Star. Oh, okay. Andre. Anybody else? Anybody? Well, like, can y'all give us all a hand? I would like to also have the 6th district to stand. All the members of the 6th district that are present. Thank you very much.
All right. So at this time, we're going to call for words of encouragement by Reverend Tracy B. Wheeler Funeral Home in Sandersville. But before he come, I had the opportunity to work with one funeral director as a little boy. His name was Dr. Napoleon Williams. And Dr. Napoleon Williams, when the preacher would get preaching, he'd get good in his eulogy. And if he went a little too long, Dr. Williams would look at his watch. After a while, the preacher didn't get it, he'd stand up. But then, before long, Dr. Williams would go up to the pulpit and pull on the preacher's coattail and say, "That's enough. My family done had enough. So, Mr. Williams, come on up here, because I'm going to pull your coattail if you go too long." And say, "That's enough." Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Good evening.
Amen.
So I had the pleasure of being in a service on this past weekend called, and planning this service. We planned from 11 to 2 just for the funeral. But after we got there, the funeral after 3 o'clock, so then we decided we needed to cut it just so I could get up to preach. So they tried to put in some of the talkers' coattails. That didn't work. The musician chimed, the pipe organ, that didn't work. So then after a while, they just went to snatching folks down. So after seeing how that went the weekend, I promise you won't have to pull line. But the protocol has already been established. It's just good to be here. But we've come to honor a dear friend of mine, one that I've come to know, and I can proudly say that I've come to trust and come to love as a brother. When you asked that I come and give words of encouragement, the first thing came to my mind: how can I possibly encourage someone that spent all of his time encouraging others? How can you lift the spirit of someone who always lifting the spirit of everybody else? With that being said, and with that being thought about and pondered, Brother Hurt, my mind began to think on the famous quote by a man by the name of Vince Lombardi. Those of you that are into sports, you're familiar with Vince Lombardi, and he gave a famous quote that says that a winner never quits, and a quitter never wins. And when we begin to look, if you will, at this thing that we have labeled as life, and apply this quote to life, you must agree with me that when I remind you that this thing that we all come to know as life is full of challenges. You will agree with me that not only is life is full of challenges, but Kendrick, it also comes with what we know as difficulties. But in order to be successful, in order to have nights such as this where you are honored, we must learn to not only face, but we must also learn to embrace these challenges, even if it includes what some comes to know as failure. And the truth is that we must understand that failure really ain't a bad thing. You got to know, my brothers and sisters, that because when you look at this thing called failure, it housed some valuable lessons, providing that we are willing to learn from them. For all too often, I've discovered that when we put in the hard work and we don't see what we call the desired results, we tend to want to quit and we tend to want to throw in the towel. And I've discovered that quitting or not quitting is a choice. But most of all, it is a reflection of the individual. Kendrick, it has nothing to do with your level of education. It has nothing to do with your intelligence, but it has everything to do with your level of persistence. It has everything to do with your level of determination. It has everything to do with your commitment to your vision and or to your goal. And we got to know that it is our response to our challenges. It is our response, if you will, to these various things that separates the winners from the quitters. For I've discovered that if you learn how to persevere, for perseverance is the key to unlocking the door to whatever goal that you may have that we set for ourselves. But the problem that I've discovered is that too many of us, we settle instead of setting. When we get to the place that we settle, we have already failed. But we got to get to the place where we not just settle for whatever, but we've got to learn to set some goals for our own selves. And because of the goals that we set, I can come and encourage you tonight, Kendrick. And it is interesting because I want to put it in the tune of a familiar saying to those of us that is in the funeral industry. And that is, I want to just encourage you to work on, my brother, and give it your best. If you hang in there and don't quit, know that God will do the rest. God bless you.
Amen. That was good. Wasn't it good? Yes, sir. It was good to the last drop. Thank you, Reverend Wheeler. I don't like pulling coattails, but it was well said, well done. Well, some chicken have died that we might live. So therefore, we're going to prepare, and the only thing standing between y'all and the chicken is Reverend Sutton. So we're going to call for the grace by Reverend John R. Sutton, the pastor of that Ulster Baptist Church in East Dublin. Pastor Sutton at this time.
Let us pray. Our gracious Father, we thank you now for this mass that has gathered on this evening. Father, to celebrate a brother, a son, a preacher, a mortician. Father, we thank you right now for his family, for all that have gathered here this evening. Now, Father, we ask that you would bless the food that will be the nourishment for our bodies. And Father, bless the hands that have prepared this meal for us. And God, we thank you now in Jesus that the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, as we continue to enjoy such a lovely, lovely dinner, I know I've enjoyed myself. I'm trying to get myself together before I have the itis over here. But we do want to recognize Miss Virginia Hodges for her catering. And she did such a phenomenal job. Didn't everything taste well? Let's give Miss Hodges a hand for such a wonderful. So as the old folks say, if you want some groceries, you know who to contact. And if you need some tea, she got it. And we also want to recognize Miss Deetta Jenkins. Where's Miss Deetta Jenkins? Wave your hand for such wonderful decorating and the decor in here. So let's give her a hand. If you have an event or anything, please reach out to her and contact her. She did such a lovely, lovely job. Also want to give a hand to TV 35. TV 35, wave your hand for coming out tonight to help us tonight to let the public know what it is to be a Mortician of the Year. So as we move right along, as you continue to eat and enjoy, we're going to move on with the program. And I'm having the pleasure of introducing Aunt Flossie. Aunt Flossie, the comic delight of religious entertainment. The character originated during the open house ceremonies of the Tillman Riverside Mortuary in Riverside, California. The performance was so well received, funny and tasteful, entertaining that thousands have sought after the performance for celebratory affairs such as conferences, church anniversaries, birthday parties, brunches, banquets, teas, and other religious functions. Aunt Flossie appears as an older church woman with the same challenges many of us face in today's society. The vast differences between she and others is that she is outspoken, capable of defending her every cause, and stands in her own two shoes. Aunt Flossie is what we call in today's society a has-been, once was, striving to be a Christian. She will reveal to all what time it really is and how things will be handled. Her strong Christian conversation sometimes get the best of her and remind her of who she once was, which challenges her ability to taper her flesh. The vocal talent of Aunt Flossie is displayed in songs of yesteryears. The cast consists of 15 church members, each bringing their unique talents that have been said to be awesome and dramatically satisfying. The performers act without a written script, no rehearsals, or any formal training. You will feel the natural sense of real acting from the cast and just as waves of the sea. Your laughter and amazement will continuously flow. Aunt Flossie's comedy has ministered to crowds of all ages, ranging from the young in age and the heart, as well as our dear silver seniors. What makes this show stand out from many is that it is void of vulgar, offensive, and profane language. It is sure to be a performance bringing out the best and worst of your tears of laughter, the drooling of your laughter, and the soaking of your depends. So as we put our hands together, let's welcome all the way from California, Aunt Flossie.
That's all right. I know that the king in the kingdom. That's all right, young pepper. Oh, I tell you that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I know that the king in the kingdom. That's all right. Oh, there's only one thing I've done wrong. Stayed in sin a little bit too long. I know that the king in the kingdom. That's all right. Oh, I tell you that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I know that the king in the kingdom. I know that the king in the kingdom. I know that the king in the kingdom. That's all right. How y'all doing? You know, I've never been to Dublin. And we had to catch the bus to come down this road. So there was a woman sitting on the bus with me. And she said, did you hear what the bus driver said to me? I said, no, what did he say? Say, you got an ugly baby. I said, if I was you, I go up there and get that bus driver a piece of my mind. Let me hold your monkey while you run up there. This is a lovely church. I love pretty churches. This is a pretty church. But you know, there was a church in Los Angeles, and what they do, they have a ministry, and it helps people, you know, pay their bills and things, and people that get kicked out, you go to the church. That's where you're supposed to go. Yeah. To the church. So I went to the church, and I spoke to the secretary in the church. So I told her, I said, listen, I understand that y'all have a ministry here that you help the people. And there's this family. That woman got them babies sitting out on the curb there. And it's just so awful. They've been sitting out there 2 days. And I want to know, what is it that the church can do to help these people? She said, well, yes, we have a ministry that can help them, but they have to come in. This is our policy that they come into the church. I said, well, I don't know how that's going to happen because the woman ain't got no car, nothing. And them babies is hungry out there in the street. So she said, well, who are you? I said, I'm the landlord. Let me tell you about my niece. I had these little nieces. So I called the house, you know, that they little kids, I wanted to talk to their mama with this great niece. So I called the house, and that little one, she answered the phone. She real fast. I said, is your mother home? She said, yes. I said, can I speak to her? She said, no. I said, well, is your father home? She said, yes. I said, can I speak to him? She said, no. She said, I can't talk to you now because the police is here. I said, what is the police doing at my niece's house? She said, oh, the search team is here now. I said, the search team? So this microphone ain't working, is what you said. Or do you want to be seen? So she said, the search team is here. And I said, what is the search team doing at my sister's house? I said, who they searching for? She said, me. I tell you, well, congratulations to the mortician there of the year. The mortician forever. Listen, you preacher, right? Ain't any more preaching again. Where the preacher at? Let me tell you about the preacher. You know, I was in the hospital, and I had took a turn for the first. Then I woke up, the old preacher by my bed. What? Yeah, I went in a little coma, a small coma. When I woke up, that old preacher sitting there. I didn't know what you doing sitting here by my bed looking at me. He said, well. For the West. They didn't think they were going to make it. I said, Pastor, I know I was scared. I thought I was going to go too. They said, well, we want to know what your last will or testament going to be. I said, Pastor, let me tell you something. It's two people that I walk by my bedside before I die. One on the right, and one on the left. He said, well, who would those two people be? I said, one is the chairman of the deacon board. And I want my nephew on the other side. He said, well, why would you want them two people? They should be inside before you die. I said, Jesus died between two thieves. And so they put me in the rehabilitation center. I had to go to the from the hospital. The Don't keep me in the hospital no more. Take to the rehabilitation center. So I was in that place. Did another old preacher. I woke up there, he sit back in bed. I said, Reverend, what do you want? He said, well, Pastor sent me here to pray with you. I've been sitting here all day. You've been sleeping. And I ain't gonna wake you up. I said, well. And he said, I feel so bad. I've been here all day. And you had a little bowl of peanuts on your nightstand there. And I just sit up here and eat up all these peanuts. I said, Reverend, that's okay. I done sucked the chocolate off of it. Let me tell you, talking about old church people, I don't fool with a bunch of old church women. So when I come out the rehabilitation center, I went home. So the pastor, old preacher, done sent a bunch of old women in my house. So they got there about 6 o'clock that morning. And so I said, what do y'all, when pastor told us to come and minister to the shut-in. I said, I'm not shut-in, I'm just recuperating. I'm not shut-in. I ain't going to walk you. So I said, well, y'all come on in, about 4 of them, old big black ones. I said, y'all come on in. So I had to fix my breakfast because I got to take that medicine. So I said, ladies, listen. I have to take my medicine, but I'm going to fix some breakfast. So that black one said, oh, I have some breakfast with you. So I made some eggs and some grits and some sausage. I didn't give my good sausage. And some toast and stuff. You know I made the little breakfast. So they sat there and they ate. So then it was getting later. And I got to get my lunch because I could take this medicine. So I said, ladies, y'all need to probably go. Because I got to fix my lunch. They said, we'll have some lunch with you. So I made them hamburger and some coleslaw. So that old black one tell me, Sister Flossie, I can't eat off your plates. Your plates is nasty. I said, you said what? Said, we can't eat off these plates because your plates is nasty. I said, let me tell you something. My plates are as clean as cold water can get them. But we can't eat off these plates. I said, I done told you. These plates are as clean as cold water can get them. I tell you what, y'all get your little church books and song books and your pocket books. Get all your books that y'all read. So they was going down the step. One of them hollered, Flossie, the dog, it won't let us out the gate. I said, cold water, come on back in here and leave them people alone. I tell you, I got a little nephew. I got a little nephew. He said, Auntie, I want to spend the night at your house Saturday night. I said, well, you're welcome to spend the night, baby. But you got to get up early in the morning because I go to church. I'm very churchy. And I've got to be at the church. Because, you know, I wear them CTP hats. Can't see the preacher. So he was up there to sleep. So I got up about 6 o'clock that morning. I said, come on, boy, get on up so we can get ready for church. Went back downstairs. I picked his little breakfast. All he wanted was some churros. Churros, you know. So I ain't had to put some churros and some water in a bowl. I ain't had no milk. So I went and picked the churros. And I come back upstairs, he's still in the bed. I said, boy, didn't I tell you to get up so we can go to church? I'm churching. If Jesus can get up from the dead, you sure should be able to get up out of this bed. He said, yeah, but he waited 3 days. Tell you about my sister. I had a sister. She was 98 years old. Yeah, and she wouldn't die. You'd have went out of business with her. That girl would not die. She was the oldest sister. And she was 98, and she had a lot of money. And I'm the beneficiary. Come on. I was trying to help her along. She would not die for nothing. So I said, sister. She said, what? I said, what you gonna do with all that money? She said, well, I'm going to Texas and I'm gonna build me a big old brick house. I said, well, sister, why you going to Texas? You don't know nobody down there. She said, that's what I want to do. So she went to Texas and she built this brick house. I went down there to see her, because I'm trying to tell her money she don't spend on this brick house. So I said, sister, your little house looks really nice and pretty. She said, yeah, but I got to put a jacuzzi in here. I said, you got to do. She said, I want the jacuzzi. So she put the jacuzzi in. I stayed around because I still want to see what she doing with this money. I said, sister, what you gonna do with all that money you got in your thing? She said, I want to have me a baby. I said, how you gonna have a baby tonight? She said, Sarah had a baby. And I was looking on the TV, and you can buy semination. So she bought the semination. She had the baby. I didn't know she had the baby. The woman at the church called me and told me that my sister had the baby. She said, well, the ladies from the church want to come over to your sister's house to see the baby. I said, well, let me ask them. So I said, sister, the ladies from the church, they want to come over. And she said, no, they can't come see the baby. I said, sister, why? She said, no, I don't want them here. Coming to see my baby. I said, sister, they just want to come over and see the baby. She said, no, because the baby's asleep. I said, they don't want to wake up the baby. All they want to do is come see the baby. She said, no, because I can't remember what I did with the baby. But my other niece, she was pregnant, and she was going to have twins. Well, twins. Yeah, they, you know, they put this thing in your stomach, you get twins in there. So, she called me, and she said, Auntie, I'm leaking. I need to go to the hospital because I'm dripping. Well, I don't know if I drip because I ain't never had no chance. So I said, well, honey, you need to go to the doctor if you need. So I said, but I don't drive. But my brother, he drives. But my brother kind of off. He's always studying. Study so bad. He kind of slow. Mama told us he was slow. And so, I said, I can call brother to come take you to the hospital to have to get your babies. So I called brother. I said, brother, I said, sister, the girl, my dead sister's daughter, is leaking. So people tell me, I won't call a plumber. I said, no, I said, so I said, no, she's been to have the baby, the queen. I said, but she needs you to drive her to the hospital. You okay? You all right? You know this speech? Strengthen Jesus. She just needs you to drive her to the hospital. So he said, well, I'll be make home like get some gas. So he went up to the house to get my great niece to take her to the hospital so she could have the queen. Well, he scared her so bad the way he was driving. And she just screaming and screaming, and he done ran off the road and had an accident. Yeah, so the ambulance had to come and take her to the hospital. So she had the baby, but she was in a coma. Like if she was a big coma, I was a little coma. So I called her to the hospital, and they said she just coming out the coma, but she had the baby. I said, oh, wait, she have. She said, the boy and a girl. So I said, okay. So I said, I'm gonna come up there. So I come up to the hospital, and she done come out the coma when I got there. So she said, Auntie, where happened to me? I said, baby, bro brought you up here. He was coming to bring me, he had an accident, and ambulance had to bring you, but you had the babies. She said, I did what I have. I said, you had a boy and a girl. But brother had to name them, because they needed a name. Brother had to name them, because they needed a name on the birth certificate. Birth certificate. So she said, Auntie, no, I could name my babies. I said, yeah, he named both of them, the boy and the girl. She said, Auntie, what did he name my baby? I said, the boy, he named the nephew, and the girl, he named the niece. Hold on, my phone ringing. Hold on, I told these people I was coming to Dublin. Hello? Who is this? Who? Jesus. How you doing, Lord? Yeah. I'm doing fine. I'm here in Dublin. Dublin, Georgia. I'm doing pretty well. I'm gonna thank you for your healing touch. Yeah. Where was I last Sunday? No, I didn't make it last Sunday. No, we went fishing. Sunday before last? No, I didn't go Sunday before last. No, because I had some things to do. Sunday before that? I think you asking me about the wrong one. Yeah, I've been to the church. What did the preacher preach on last time I was there? Oh, he preached on the pulpit. Oh, he talking about he talking about Mark and Luke and John them. Yeah. 10%, you talking about money? But Lord, you know what? They ain't doing the right thing with the money. Down here they ain't doing what they're supposed to do. So what I'm doing, I'm saving your money. Soon as I get to the gate, I'm gonna have cash. That ain't what I'm supposed to do. Well, Lord, I'm just okay with the 10% of everything you earn. Okay, Lord, I'll do that. No, I don't go to Sunday school because I think that the kids need to have those seats. So I stay home and I watch the television ministry. Yeah. Lord, let me tell you something. You know, my sister died, and I told her when she died, she was so mean to me. I said, girl, when you die, you gonna bust hell wide open. You say she there with you. And I said, okay, Lord, and I certainly appreciate you calling to remind me on the things I'm supposed to be doing that I'm not doing. Yes, Lord. You coming back? You better not come in that back door because I keep it locked. No, not because it breaks in your house. Yeah, I keep that back door locked. Yeah, but I tell you what, before you come, call me. Because I want to be ready. Okay then, Lord, yes, I'm going to do better. Yes, okay, don't forget to holler at my sister. Yes, okay, Lord. Now listen, you ain't going to call me no more, is you? Okay then, I'm going to look for your return. But don't forget to call me before you come. Yeah, but I'm going to make sure you come in front door. Okay then, Lord. All right, well, thank you so much. All right then. All right. Hey, operator. I just got this call. And I just want to know, is it correct? Y'all was supposed to laugh at that. And I'm winding down. I don't have a whole lot of time to wind down. I saw where you looked at. And I was telling y'all that my brother just started so bad. So he said he did. I said, brother, he did. So he called me. And him and Mr. Dugal went fishing. Dugal fell out the boat and drowned. So brother called me. Mr. Dugal and drowned in the lake. I said, no, not Dugal. Yeah, I don't know what I need to do. I said, brother, you need to go to Miss Dugal's house and tell her that her husband done drowned in the lake because you was the last one with it. He said, so sad. I said, you go tell that woman that her husband drowned because she was the last one with it. You tell her if you got to sing it to her. So he went and rung Miss Dugal's doorbell. She come to the door. He said, guess who's drowned in the lake today? Dugal. Oh, I'm trying to do stuff that y'all ain't heard. I got this group that follow me all over the state. And see, I have to be careful what I say. I don't want them to hear stuff that they didn't heard before, but they know they can take. But we done heard that. But the people booked me. They didn't book them. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna wind down this. Oh Lord, my son, I had another sister. She had a husband. He wouldn't die. So she called me. She said, sister, can you come and help me with my husband? He back there in the room and oh my good sheets. And he won't die. So I said, listen, I can come, but I can only stay a week. be home on the first, and you know why. So I went down, and I sat with him. And he was back in the room dying. And I passed by his room. I said, brother, oh yeah. Is there anything I can do for you? He said, yeah. I just want a little spoon, a spoonful of them collard greens that my wife has been cooking. I said, brother-in-law, I don't know if you can eat collard greens when you're dying. And I don't know if dying people can have collard greens. I don't know that because I'm not a nurse. I said, let me ask my sister. So I said, sister? She said, what? I said, wait, don't make your voice me. Don't holler at me. So I said, listen, I said, the honey want to ask you something. He back there in the room. So she went and stuck her head in the door. She was scared. She never went in the room. The man and then died. She in the door. What you want? He said, I just want a little spoon, a little collard greens. You should cook it. She said, you can't have no collard greens. I'm saving them for the funeral. I went to this church. And when I entered the door, I told you I had that CTP hat on. Can't see the preacher. It was a big. I walked down the aisle. A woman sitting there by the door. I said, you remember this church? She said, yes, I've been here 30 years. All right. I said, let me tell you something. You can take your medicine for I said, I have a list. I have a list. And I'm writing every woman's name on this list that I'm going to whip after church. She said, well, do what you need to do. So I went on down and mill out of another woman there with 2 pocketbooks in the seat. I said, listen, you don't own no seats in the church. I said, are you a member of this church? She said, yeah, and I've been sitting here 30 years. My mama sat here for 40 years. I said, well, let me tell you what. I have a list. And I'm writing every woman's name on this list that I'm going to whip after church. In the parking lot. She said, well, put my name on the list. I got to the front. I didn't know it was the preacher's wife. I said, are you a member of this church? She said, yes, I'm the first lady. I said, let me share something with you. I have a list. And I'm writing every woman's name on this list that I'm going to whip after church. Immediately following the benediction. She said, well, let me see your list. I showed it to her. She said, I said, let me put your name on it first. I put a name on it. She said, you know what, I don't think you could whip me. I said, well, let me hurry up and take your name off my list. You know, I used to teach school. I was a school teacher. The kids got on my nerves. This one boy, every day he come to my class late. So I called his mama in. And I said, I want to have a meeting in my classroom with your boy. So she gonna come there with her house coat on and rollers in her head. I said, listen, this boy keeps coming to my class late every day. And I don't understand why. So she looked at him, she said, why are you coming to her class late? I send you to school on time. He said, Mama, it's a sign up the road. It said, Go slow, school ahead. I got a feeling everything is gonna be alright. Oh, got a feeling everything is gonna be alright. Oh, I got a feeling everything is gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Well, the Social Security office told me everything is gonna be alright. Well, the Social Security office told me everything is gonna be alright. Well, the Social Security office told me everything is gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Well, the rich man done told me everything's gonna be alright. Yeah, my rich man done told me everything's gonna be alright. You got a kick over spirit, baby. You can't come to these people, baby, taking over. 369, the goose straight line. Y'all don't know that? You put your right hand in. You put your right hand in and you shake it all around. You do your hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your if you gonna play the game, then be loud, be right. Be loud and long, baby. You got to know that. Right. You put your left foot in, left foot in, and you shake it all about. And you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Y'all have a happy Easter. Congratulations, Pastor. God bless you.
All right. As we move along with the program, I'm going to take this opportunity, because I am the master ceremony, and I'll let the program go on swiftly. And I didn't say anything or stop. So, Brother President, can I have 2 minutes?
Yes.
2 minutes. All right. So I just want to take this opportunity before I take my seat to say congratulations to my brother, Kendrick Matt, to my sister who shared Kendrick with me, Christy, and my wife and little Carlton. Also want to take this opportunity to say thank you for everything that you have done for me and my family and our lives. Kendrick and I went to mortuary school together. He was a little bit ahead of me, but we were in school together, and trust me, Gupton Jones, which is known as Guts and Bones, really is not a cakewalk. But we finished school successfully. But those of us young funeral directors that's not grandfathered in, we know about that national board that we have to take. And that national board was a challenge. But one thing I can say, Kendrick always told me, he said, bro, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. And we were knocked down. We were set back a little bit of our plans. But one thing about it, God has a plan. And God moves in his time, not our time. So we just stuck together, we prayed together, we fussed together. He was a preacher, but he cussed together with me. But at the end of the day, we put God first. And we put God ahead of our lives. And look what God has done. He's allowed both of us to accomplish some goals and milestones. And there's still some more goals that we plan to accomplish. And when the phone rang late at night, and Kendrick is backed up, my wife automatically said, it better be Kendrick calling. And so I already know, he said, can you head to Dublin? The other night, he called me and told me, can you head to McCray? Don't worry about it, Miss Barnes ain't there, but she know you coming. And I said, okay, Kendrick, I'm on the way. But now I had to deal with my wife, but Kendrick know how to smooth it on over. He said, I'll bring your money by the house. So that goes to the wife. Right. But I just want to say thank you, Kendrick, for everything that you have done for me, for my family, as colleagues in the industry. Is well deserved of this award. And I can't speak for anybody else, and I can't speak for no one, but I can speak for myself. You have really been a blessing to me and my family, so thank you. At this time, we're going to have an insert, a deviation from the program. We're going to have a special presentation by Ms. Rose McGee. Ms. Rose McGee, if you would come at this time. Give her a hand as she comes.
Good evening. Good evening. We have a mortuary fraternity. A lot of you think it's just AKAs and Deltas, but we are Epsilon Nu Delta Mortuary Fraternity, Inc., worldwide. And here in Atlanta, we have the Alpha Omega chapter. Kendrick joined us a couple of years ago, and so I'm here to present him with a little appreciation from us. If I can have some of my members to please stand. I have two here. Kendrick. It says, Epsilon Nu Delta Mortuary Fraternity, Alpha Omega Chapter, presents Brother Kendrick K. Mack Sr., Mortician of the Year, in recognition of his outstanding and dedicated service to the funeral service profession. Brother James M. Tucker, CFSP President, on December 5th, 2018 in Dublin, Georgia.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rose McGee, and to the fraternity. Now at this time, we're going to call for Mr. Carl David Hurt from Hurst & Sons Funeral Home for the Mortician of the Year presentation. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And it's David Carl Hurt.
David Carl.
Oh, sir.
I got you.
Kendrick, step, please. I am here to present to Kendrick K. Mack, Mortician of the Year for the 6th District, and it reads, in recognition of outstanding and dedicated service to the funeral profession, presented by the 6th District. 6th District members stand, please. Again. 6th District Georgia Funeral Service Practitioner Association, Incorporated, December the 5th, 2018, but you are definitely our Mortician of the Year for 2019, and it's well deserved. Thank you.
First of all, we want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you all for coming out on tonight. To each of you all, it is a privilege to be able to receive such an award such as this as the Mortician of the Year for the year of 2019. But we have been around a long time in the funeral industry, and I can be reminded of how I actually started and where I come from. And one thing, the late Reverend Dr. Allen Mason he would normally say that the Millville Church, don't forget the bridge that brought you over. So we are forever thankful and grateful for the bridge that brought me from where I was to where I am at this very moment and this very season in my life. We're grateful tonight to have that of my mother and my father that thought not the robbery. When I shared with my daddy that I wanted to go to mortuary school, I told him I wanted to go, and you know, I thought my dad was rich. I told him I wanted to go. My dad came and handed me a check for $15,000.
Watch out now.
And said, here, this is your education. You go to school and you make the best of it. And one thing about it, he paid my rent. He didn't pay for my school. I thought my daddy was a rich man, y'all. And so, but we're forever grateful and thankful for the seed that he and my mother has shown towards me and been very supportive of that of our ministry, and not just our ministry, but in that of our profession as well. And so to my mother and my father, we want to hats off to you. We want to thank you. Can we just celebrate them tonight? He gave me that speech. I ain't got a lot of money, but I'm going to pay for your school. And so we're just thankful because my mother and father, they were raised up years ago. They were raised up picking cotton and had to come out of the school and go do this, that, and the other. But one thing about it, I'm grateful that my father, he knew how to build anything. Build a house, build a dog house, a cat house, work on everybody's car. Amen. And was and still is a handyman. But we're thankful for my parents tonight that thought not robbery to invest in me, invest in me, and we want to say thank you as well as the Lady Mac, amen, and my son, amen. They are forever by my side, and I am always here, there, and everywhere. And oftentimes I get fussed at, and I can't say all the other stuff. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I get fussed at, and my son, Daddy, you ain't never home. I said, well, son, I said, I'm trying to work so you can go to work. And then when you go to work, I can stay home. So how about that? But we're forever grateful for them tonight. And not only that tonight, but as I said tonight, the Lord has yet brought us a long way from our upbringing to where I am at this very moment. I can remember starting my career some nearly 20 years ago in funeral service right here in Dublin, Lawrence County. I'd never forget my start. I'd never forget where I come from. But Billie Holiday simply said, God bless the child. Y'all heard it too, right? Amen. That has his own. And so we're forever grateful that the Lord has yet saw fit to bless us right here to come back home and to celebrate with us, to be able this year to embark and open a new establishment here located on at 414 Telfair Street. There in Dublin by the name of Serenity Funeral Home and Cremation Services of Dublin. So we're grateful for my uncle, my aunt, and my co-workers that work for me and I work for them. We want to thank them as well that saw fit. My uncle, when I was a little boy, had me on the farm as well with the tractor, the cows, and this, that, and the other. And so hats off to him. He would work, but he saw fit as well to invest with us that we may become owners together of a funeral home right here in Dublin, Georgia. We want to salute my uncle, my aunt, my cousin, Stacy, amen, that's right there, amen. And so we want to thank you all as well. But tonight, I have some great people tonight that have showed me the way, showed me how to remain humble. How about that? That's a good one. That's a good place there. I have the great staff members of one of our locations out of Irvington. They are there to my right. Y'all wave your hand. All right, there's some of my staff members. They keep me in line, especially Rose. Keep me in line. And so we're forever grateful for her as well. But not only our staff members, Uncle George, Raylan, I want to thank you all. The Lord blessed me some years ago with two wonderful churches. There in Gordon, Georgia, the First Baptist of Gordon, Shiloh First Baptist. A portion of our members are here tonight. And also the White Springs Church there in Lizelle. A portion of our members are here tonight. And we want to salute you all as well as being very supportive of what the Lord has done for your pastor. We want to thank you as well. And oftentimes, Mrs. Barnes, my family hear me talk about Ms. Barnes very often. She is a jewel to me. She is a jewel to me, and I am a jewel to her as well. For oftentimes, Mrs. Jarvis Barnes, the Lord has blessed her with several locations as well, and we want to salute you and thank you for all that you do for myself and my family. Thank you. Bring it on in. The Lord has yet blessed us once again to have friends from all over the Epsilon Nu Delta. We want to thank you. Want to thank God for Aunt Flossie from Los Angeles, California, coming and celebrating with us on tonight. Now, I want to take a moment to thank God for my pastor. My pastor is very supportive of what the Lord has done in my life. My pastor is very supportive. And one thing about us, we must learn how to support one another. When family won't support you, my pastor, amen, somebody, will support me. And I want to thank you, Pastor, for supporting us every step of the way. Hats off to you, and we want to thank you. And tonight, to the 6th District, we want to thank you for celebrating and nominating us tonight of being the Mortician of the Year for the year of 2019. And we humbly accept this award tonight. And also following Mrs. Kathy Wiley, and we understand that her son also is running for the GFSPA State Mortician of the Year as well. And so all I say, Sister Kathy, is may God be with you. Amen. Amen. You and the same with you as well, and your son. But we wish great success in every individual's life. And to all of these gentlemen here that stand on the panel tonight, my brother, Dr. May, want to thank you. Great friend, Dr. Wheeler, our state president, district president, and our second vice chair. On behalf of Kendrick Matt, we want to say thank God for each and every one of you all that have come here tonight to help celebrate with us as we receive this 6th District Mortician of the Year Award. Amen. Amen. We want to thank, first of all, Sister Deanna once again for these beautiful decorations that are so beautiful. We have called each other so much, and I just want to thank you all for that, and Miss Virginia, the wonderful meal that has been prepared, and we pray that everybody tonight has truly enjoyed themselves here at the Green Grove Church Fellowship Hall. And so, with that being said, we want to thank you. May God bless you and keep you is that of our prayer. And be reminded that we will take photos after this celebration comes to an end. And at this time, I'm going to call our chairman of our 6th District to come and give us that of his closing remarks. May God bless you. Thank each and every one of you.
Well, Matt, you part of the closing remarks after all that what you said. But I would like to remind the district members and the state members and the president that the Emerald City, Dublin, Georgia, is going to be the place for our 2019 state convention here in Dublin in May. Best convention ever. And you will be ready. But I'd like to say thank you all for showing up. I want to thank my district for, I've been district chairman a mighty long time. Kathy Davis followed me as being state mortician of the year. And now we got a problem. Yeah. Her son is on the list with you for being state mortician of the year. Yeah. This is going to be a problem for us. Yeah. But I guess the Lord will prevail.
Amen. Wishing both of them well. I wish both of them well.
We all do.
Her son is a member of the 9th District. Dynamic 9th. Amen.
All right, just let me start. You are in the 6th and you got to get back to
All right, amen. May God bless you, may God keep you is our prayer. Let us not forget tonight that we are more than welcome to take photos on tonight. And so you're welcome, and we want to thank each and every one of you. Councilman, but that where our funeral home lies, Ward 2, Councilman Gary Johnson, we want to thank you on behalf of the City of Dublin and Mayor Phil Best. All right. we're going to get ready to stand, you know, because I'm in church, I'm a preacher. I just feel like just singing and all that stuff, but I got to wait till Sunday morning, all right? All right, thank you. All right, and if you never had an opportunity to visit us, there at our location here in Dublin, you can you're more than welcome to visit us at any time, located at 414 Telfair Street in the wonderful city of Dublin, Georgia. 478-272-2610. I want to thank God for our general contractor, Mr. Tyrone Turner, that was blessed us. Amen. So funeral directors, if you need some work, need some assistance, I do recommend this gentleman very highly. May God bless you. This time, Pastor Willa will come and give us that of our benediction.
As we are standing, now unto him who is able to keep us from falling. May the grace of God's sweet communion of his Holy Spirit may rest, rule, and abide upon us now, henceforth, and forevermore. And all of God's people said, Amen. Amen. Amen.